What's up, Skyline? Welcome to another edition of the News Weekly Updates. This time around, we're actually not in the newsroom. We're in LA right now. Take a little look around. And yeah, this is where we're doing our weekly updates. Sorry it's kind of late, but we didn't have time to do it last week, so here we are now. And it's a little special because we actually got to shoot like a bunch of shenanigans that went down in the hotel, at the convention center, all that jazz. Mostly video games and all that. But anyway, let's move on to Olivia with the news.
Come roll with us at JACC.
Hey Skyline viewers, my name is Olivia Bowman and I'm here with your weekly update. So for this newest edition, we have, if you haven't seen the front page of the newspaper, it's amazing. It was designed by Dave Newland, who used to be one of the staffers at the Skyline View. And the article is written by Naoki, and it's about arming the security that we have on college campuses and the prevalence of that on CSUs and UCs and how that will translate to community colleges in California. So yeah, it's a great article. Go ahead and look out for that. All right, the next article we have for you is one written by our own news editor, Laurel, and that is about the Board of Governors searching for a new California college chancellor. The current one, Bryce Harris, will be retiring next month in April, so they're on the lookout for a new one. All right, so for the next article, we have Haley Holmes, our copy editor, doing a story about daylight savings time and how instead of conserving energy, it's actually wasting energy. All right, so the next article we have is done by Andrew, and it's reporting on the El Nino storms that have been coming through the Bay Area lately, and how because of all of the rain we've been getting, they've been filling up the reservoirs, and the notorious California drought that we've all been dealing with may soon come to an end. For opinions, we have a piece on the booming tech industry in the Bay Area and the spread of it here, as well as how that's been affecting rent and housing prices in the Bay Area, pushing middle-income residents out of the running for housing they previously would have been able to afford. This week's Birds and the Bees is about domestic violence, which is a very heavy topic. But it is good to know that the National Domestic Violence Hotline does keep your call confidential and anonymous, so there's safety in that. And if you ever need help, it could be very difficult, but sometimes it's nice to have someone on the other end of the line understanding and talking to you. And it's a great resource to make use of. Hey Skyline viewers, if you've noticed the change of scene, we are currently at JACC, which is the journalism conference for community colleges here. And so that's why we were shooting in a hotel room last night and we're outside right now. But if you wanted to know about this week's newspaper, we have Michelle, our editor-in-chief, doing an article on social media and the advantages and disadvantages of it and how it can help your relationships with people as a journalist and might ruin them in other ways. But go ahead and keep an eye out for that. All right, the next piece we have is an opinion piece, and that's by Alexandria, about why the Bay Area is the best place to live. A few examples: public transit, housing, also the booming tech industry. So there are many reasons we call it home. All right, so the last opinion article we have is by one of our own, Joshua, and that is about the controversy between FBI and Apple regarding the FBI wanting Apple to open up a phone that was used in the San Bernardino shooting, but which causes larger issues, which is how are they going to protect everyone else, all the other Apple users out there. So if you want to know what Josh thinks about privacy in the tech industry, go ahead and take a look.
This week in the Focal Point, Michelle, our very own editor-in-chief, covered the Veterans Resource Center event, that was actually the first one that Skyline College has ever done. Also, Madison covered the He for She event, that props for her, by the way, because she was doing back-to-back projects that entire weekend. So a little bit of a round of applause for her. And anyway, Madison covered the He for She event that also happened down in the cafe. Basically, all these events that happened this week were down in the cafe. The event was there to raise awareness about gender equality issues, and it was also they wanted to encourage students to sign the He for She petition. So if it's still up, you could look it up right now, the He for She event, the thing, and then they're probably still have their petition up too. So go ahead and look that up and sign that petition. Olivia actually covered something too. She also, and props to her too, because she pulled out this article out of like 2 days, and she had no idea what she was getting into. And another round of applause for her too. She covered the Women on Writing event. This one actually didn't happen in the cafeteria. This was in Building 6, and basically writers shared their work, and they also shared their tactics when they write. Caitlin covered Skyline's transfer fair, which is exactly as it sounds. It's a transfer fair. You've probably seen one before, but just in case you haven't, people get to check out what each school has to offer and why they should be there, why that school should be their school of choice when they want to transfer out of Skyline, if anything. And lastly, for Focal Point, Blinn reviews the first episode of the Hitman video game that just came out like 2 weeks ago. And it's gonna be an ongoing thing, so keep up with the multimedia. He's probably not multimedia, he's actually doing written reviews. So keep up with the written reviews. I believe it's one episode every month. So you can follow up on that next month when the next episode comes out. That's it for the Focal Point. Let's move on to sports. So for sports this week, our very own sports editor Blinn wrote an article about esports and why they're not considered why people still don't consider them a sport, or why they're getting flack for being considered a sport. And he just goes on about why he believes they should be considered a sport. And then next up, I'll just restart that. And then next up, Laurel writes a story about life hacks for people who are very active, especially in terms of sports. They are very athletic, all that. And she gives you like a couple of tips on how to keep up, how to stay active, how to stay on track of what you're doing, especially when it comes to school, because students who are also athletic don't have that much time on their hands. So she gives you about a couple of things that will help give you that time you need. So the last 2 games that we played were City College of San Francisco, which actually ended in a tie. Like normally you wouldn't end the game in a tie, but because of the rain, they had to just call it a night. They can't play anymore because of the rain, so they just called it a tie. And then after that we played Chabot City College, and we actually lost that one too. And we lost by 4 points. They scored 7, we scored 3. And now Trojans are trying to get back at it, get the gears back going back, and hopefully the season will get better. That's it for sports this week, and I'll see you again. Actually, maybe it was a bit after this, so wherever we'll be, I'll see you back there. And we're back in the newsroom. That's it for the JACC coverage, or the JACC edition of our weekly updates. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, Facebook. Check out our website, theskylineview.com. You can find all the names right over here. And also click on the links below. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, share the video, subscribe to our channel. Once again, I'm Miguel Garcia, and I'll see you again next week.